Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos like the one you're about to see here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm really excited for October. I'm not really sure why. I'm not going on vacation. I don't have all kinds of days off coming up from work. It's just, I don't know. I just love October. I love September too, but October has that perfect mix where we live in the Northeast of cool days and sunny days, and the leaves start to change and everything is just so beautiful. So I'm really happy it's fall. I don't know. I'm ready for it to be fall, even though I was still slightly taken aback. I don't know. Today I have off. Today is Friday, oh my gosh, today's not Friday. Today is Thursday, October 1st, and I had a ton of stuff to do. I had a test to go have done. I had what else did I do? I got a flu shot. I had breakfast with my mom and my nephew. That was really nice. And later on, I'm going to be getting a haircut with a new person that I am very excited to hopefully be going back to. I hope it all works out. So right now we're going to talk about my budget bullet journal. So if you guys have caught the past couple videos where I have discussed this, ooh, look what you can see. You can see my little ring on my phone. All right, that actually broke. Sorry about that. That was weird. It's like one of those little rings you can hold onto your phone with, but anyways, it's coming loose. We are going to be working in my budget bullet journal. Past couple videos I've talked about it. I've done a quick flip through of the month, and this is like my monthly bills. Today being October 1st is the day that I get to pay all of October's bills. Now, I can't tell you how great that feels and how blessed I feel to be able to do that and so far keep up with it. The way we were able to get 1 month ahead on our bills was by the usage of the stimulus money that arrived for most people at the beginning of quarantine. So everybody, well, most people got $1,200, and I took my $1,200, my husband's $1,200, put it together, and we paid our bills 1 month in advance. And so far we have been riding that momentum and keeping it going. So it's just been really freeing feeling. So there's nothing more satisfying, I think, budget-wise than, well, saving money is very satisfying, but being able to pay all your bills and then kind of forget it for the next 30 odd days, it's really, really satisfying. So this is my October financial snapshot. I'm going to be filling this in today, so I made you a separate video for that. And since it is October, I was inspired by my friend Beth. She is going to be doing Vlogtober, and I think I did a little bit of Vlogtober last year. I'd have to go back on this channel and look. And it was really fun, but I don't really believe I have the audience for such a thing. So I think if I started to do daily vlogs, people would lose interest, and I don't know, I would start to get weird feedback. And I think a lot of people are just here. I think everybody is just here for the budgeting, because that's basically all I do now. So, you know, if you wanted some kind of vloggy videos, I could do that. But again, I think for the most part, people would not be so interested. But what I have decided to do, or at least this is my endeavor for the month, is create a daily video regarding finances, my budgets, things that I think would be maybe interesting to you guys. So, or, you know, something like filling out this layout, my October financial snapshot, and just doing a chatty video while doing that. Or, you know, creating my November layout and creating a chatty video around that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Maybe I think I'm going to bring back the meal planning this month. I think it's time. I had quite a break from that. And to be honest with you guys, the reason why I got away from meal planning as much is because I just kind of lost time to do it, to devote to it. But since I'm going to be taking a break from Grubhub, I think that this is the right time for it. So hopefully you guys are still interested in that, at least some of you. All right, so this is my sinking funds, my goals, all that fun stuff. I don't know if I'm going to recreate this every single month. I feel like I want to, but it's a lot of work. But anyway, now that the formula is down and the boxes are counted, I can do it. It's just I need to take the time. Detailed overview. So some of you had some questions about this, and I'm always willing to be more precise, more detailed, or answer questions that may be a little bit unclear, just as long as, you know, I mean, within reason. So some of you said, you know, or not some, but I got a comment at least that I'm consistently like $1,200 behind in my budget every month. That could not be further from the truth. My budget more than covers our expenses. And the proof of that is when I'm able to put money into my sinking funds. So if I didn't have extra money after my fixed expenses, variables are paid every month, I wouldn't have extra to put here. So if you guys have been actually watching my videos consistently, or at least, you know, enough to see the pattern and the habit in how I pay my bills, you'll realize that we have never come up short and not been able to meet our expenses. So that being said, we have had setbacks, and I'm really, really careful when I record these videos that if I'm going to talk about a setback, that I explain it fully. I explain not only what it is, why it happened, how long we can expect the repercussions from it, and also I go into great detail on how, if at all, it's going to affect that month's budget. And I always break my budget down into weekly videos like I'm doing today. So I'm going to jump into that. Today is the day I'm going to concentrate on this layout here, which is October 1st through the 3rd. Small chunk of the month, but still it deserves a layout because there's income coming in during these 3 days. So that being said, I just wanted to put that out there. But if anything isn't clear, or if you guys, you know, still have questions, I totally welcome that. But just as long as it's not a judgy comment or question, because honestly, I'm just putting this stuff out here and I'm being as transparent as possible. I don't really think that there's much more that I could, you know, make public as far as our finances go. I think I'm pretty thorough about that. So I just wanted to put it out there that stuff like that, no, that's not the case. And if there is a month or a year or, you know, a lifetime of being behind in bills, I will say that too. I also wanted to mention, I don't think that credit cards are bad. I don't think using credit cards is bad. That's not my philosophy. That's not the philosophy that I follow, or, you know, the mantra that I follow. My budget here is not to be perfect. Even though we paid off a great deal of debt, doesn't mean I will never accumulate debt again. Life happens, situations happen, and there's always going to be something. But I'm here to say that through learning, through my own experiences, I'm here to make the best choices possible. So I just wanted to put that out there as well. I'm not here to be a model or, you know, somebody beyond reproach, and I'm putting it out there like, this is how I do it, and I'm perfect about everything. And if there's one slip up, somebody's ready to point it out. No, that's not how my budget works. This is just real life stuff. So those are some things that I just wanted to address before I get into this week. So let's talk about income, and let's get down to the nitty gritty of a weekly budget. So the first income is unemployment. So most of you who are not new here know that my husband did lose his job in its entirety this year. So he was collecting unemployment, and for a while there was some extra money in that, and extra money in the way of some CARES Act funding. So they got an extra $600 a week. That really allowed us to not only catch up, but get a little bit ahead. He is still battling 9 weeks of unpaid unemployment. So will we ever see that money at this point? I mean, I'm starting to have my doubts. It's really sad to me. It's very disheartening, but I don't know what more we can do. We've contacted state representatives, 2 of them. We have contacted unemployment to the point where they probably know our number and want to avoid our calls. But at the same time, you know, I'm just not sure what else can be done. So the tagline that we're constantly hearing is we're just behind, we're behind. So we'll see. So $4.50 for the unemployment, $82 for Grubhub. $82 for Grubhub is not that great, but it's also not that bad considering that I started my break as of last week. So I have a total of $532 this week. Now, next week I get paid, and that's just kind of how it works out. Sometimes we have the majority of our income coming in every other week, or whatever the case may be. But this is the last week of unemployment because my husband did accept a contract job, and he is going to be working that until probably the end of January, when he finds out if they're going to offer him permanency and if he is going to accept that. So whatever the case may be, whatever the scenario happens, he is still going to be collecting his pension, his early pension, at a reduced rate for life, but still, and he's going to start that on his 50th birthday, which is next June. As far as Social Security goes, obviously, we're way too young to be thinking in those terms. I will never get Social Security because I pay into state retirement, but he will. But that's upon age qualification. So his private pension is years of service based. So we have $532 to work with this week. I'm not sure, and that's kind of where I kind of got off on my tangent. The reason why I don't have his income in this detailed overview is because I don't know what his income is yet. So for instance, he started his job Tuesday of this week. It's only Thursday. So I'm not sure, exactly how many hours he's going to get during this initial phase. And I'm not sure what it's going to look like with taxes. He was making more money before on the job that he served for 25 years. So I don't know what the taxes are going to look like. I can guesstimate, but like I said in the comments, I don't like to guesstimate. I don't like doing that. I like solid numbers that I can count on, which is why in instances like $82, I actually got paid $82 and change, but I don't like to figure in 83. I scale it back to 82. So I try to be very precise, and I only try to count money that I can literally count on. So when he does get his first paycheck and then subsequently his second paycheck, I don't even know if he gets paid every week, every other week. I will work that into this configuration down here. So there's a couple amounts here. First of all, week one, I'm going to plug in $532 on October 1st. So I can add that in. But this here, this income chart here is going to be a work in progress as we move ahead. So, while things are just a little bit up in the air as far as knowledge, what we can count on, that's why this wasn't completed in its entirety. And that's why it may be to one or more of you, it looked like I didn't have enough money to cover the bills for the month, when I do, and I will. So I'm going to plug in his income in this column here. That's why I left extra room and things like that. So let's move on to concentrating on this week's layout. So variable expenses, I have my same suspects that we use every week. So one of them is going to be groceries, obviously, and I try to keep that down to about $120. And sometimes I have money left over, and if I do, I just kind of use it as pocket money. Today, I am getting my hair cut, and it is with a new person, and I'm very excited. And I am budgeting $60. Now, I don't know if I'll need the whole $60 or if I may need extra. I don't even know, but I'm planning on $60. She was a referral from one of my friends. And my friend actually gets different treatments and things like that. So I'm not sure what it will be for me, but I'm guessing $60 will probably cover it. For gas, I am figuring, again, $60 for the week. And it's kind of funny because when I take a break from Grubhub, my husband is going to be driving a distance for the next 2 days. He's going out of town to another city. It's about an hour and 45 minutes from our home, so he's going to be using extra gas. So it's like when I don't use the extra gas, he's going to be using the extra gas. It's kind of funny, but it all works out. So we also have to feed the pugs, of course, and we have 3 pugs, and it's about $25 per week for a bag of their dog food. We buy the grain-free you know, whatever. It's just Rachel Ray, I think it is, Nutrish. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I always like look for the bag, but anyways, we have to get grain free because our one dog Stella is allergic to things like rice and whatever. We thought she was going to come back as allergic to like wheat, like gluten. No, she's fine with gluten. She can't have things like rice and barley and stuff like that. So I'm going to write down Target, even though it may or may not be Target. Maybe it will be Walmart. But I'm writing down $100 because every now and then, if you guys have been with me for a while, you know that I put aside about $100 to buy, replenish like cleaning supplies for the house. And, you know, I'll buy things like toothpaste if it doesn't come out of my grocery money, just like stuff, you know, stuff that you need. So I'm setting that aside this time. And then let's see where we are. All right, so $532 minus $120 for groceries, minus $60 for haircut, minus $60 for gas, minus $25 for dog food, minus $100 for Target incidentals, we're gonna call it. So we're down to $167. So since we are covered now for all of our variables and I don't have to worry about our bills because our October bills are coming out of my September's budget money, like I'm going back to talking about paying 1 month ahead. That's why I have this little schematic down here. This is called November bills. So why, you know, that might help make sense. I can't even talk. We're in October, but my budgeting for bills is going to be focused on November. So I hope that makes sense. So what I'm going to do, because I can, and it makes me happy, is I'm going to add to our emergency fund with the rest of that money. I'm not going to write a balance today, but I'm going to put, oops, plus 167, and then I'll take this out, and then I'll put a new balance at another time, or maybe I won't do that at all. I'd like to kind of keep that as a separate video. So if I put 167 to emergency, that brings me down to a nice zero-based budget. All right, so let's concentrate then on the receipt area. I love doing this because I love just seeing everything in a nice clean column. So we had $532 coming in, and then our variables, 532 minus 167 came to 365. All right, so I'm gonna write 365 in this block here. And then our sinking funds was 167. And then I have, of course, a block for November bills, but since this isn't a payday for me and it's not one of my husband's new paydays, I'm not putting anything towards November bills. I'll save that for next week. So total spent, total going out is $532. And then remaining is $0. Now, contrary to how some of you may feel about that, you know, when you see this block that says total remaining and you see a big fat 0 in it, that to me is a success, because that means that I did my job for the month and I put aside all the money for the expenses that I needed to consider first, and then anything left over I was able to fund my savings, and then that brought me down to a zero-based budget, which means that I gave every single incoming job a purpose. So that makes me extremely happy. So now that we did that, let's concentrate on stuffing our envelopes, because that is part of the deal. So I separated the money already into $82 and $450. So that should give me $532, but we will go ahead and count it together as friends. All right, so let's see. All right. Ooh. Hello, $5 in the wrong place. What the heck? All right, so let's go ahead and count it from the back. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 80, 5, 510, 520, 525, 530, 531, and 532. So you guys may notice there's no $2 bills in there this time, which made me sad. But if there were, I would have put those aside first. And I would have been like, okay, those are going in my $2 bill savings stack. But when I took the money out of the bank, the girl was like, I'm so sorry, we don't have any $2 bills at the moment. She's like, you could try later. And I'm like, no, that's okay. So here are my cash envelopes. I talked about these last time I did a cash envelope stuffing too. These are kind of like gift card size, for lack of a better term, and they are made out of pretty hard cardstock. I love these. I think they're so cute. I love the size. They make me so happy. And somebody asked if I was going to sell these on Etsy. I could. I mean, I could probably do a set of 6. I think that's how I used to do my cash envelopes. I'd really like to get back into the cash envelope business because I just enjoyed making those. There's kind of like a relaxing craft for me, but this is a little bit more cumbersome because it's like measuring and, you know, making sure that your seams are even, but you know, they're homemade. So, you know, you do the best you can. But anyways, this is what I've been using for my cash envelopes. So let's go ahead and recap so we can stuff appropriately. So first we are going to go with groceries. And I'm going to put 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, and 120. So I'm going to put that into my grocery envelope. And then I'm ready to go to Aldi's or Walmart or Giant Eagle or what maybe. I'm taking $60 and I am placing that into my miscellaneous envelope. And I'm going to write on a Post-it haircut. And miscellaneous envelope could hold a lot of different money. And I think that's why it's kind of nice to be able to use Post-its, because if you're going to put different stacks of money in there, you know, you can know this one's for haircut, or maybe you have another $100 folded up and that one might be for the vet or whatever. So miscellaneous, I've got that. And then gas, I'm putting $60 in. So 20, 40, 60 into my gas envelope. And there we go. And dog food. We are going to take $25. Put that into the dog envelope. And then we're ready to buy them some dinner. And then lastly, oh, the $100 for Target. So let's see, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, and 1 here. And I'm going to have to put that in miscellaneous too. So Target. And that's a prime example of why Post-its are nice to organize the money in one envelope. So now I know which is for my haircuts and I know which is to shop at Target or wherever. I was going to pick up a couple things at Rite Aid today. That's where I got my flu shot. I don't know if you guys have a Rite Aid drugstore. Hold on one second. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 150, 160, 165, 166, and 167. That's going to go into my bank deposit. And I did a video on that showing you guys how I deposit locally, and then I use Zelle to transfer instantly to Capital One. All right. So that envelope is called bank deposit. So I will take that back and I'll just deposit it right in the ATM at my local bank. I don't have to like wait and go through the drive-thru or anything or be bothered. But anyways, cash envelopes stuffed. But the one thing I did want to mention to you guys, so I was at Rite Aid and I got my flu shot. My flu shot was free because I just gave them my insurance card and I guess they just bill your insurance company. But while I was in there, I had to wait a minute. And I was just like looking around and like, you know, whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, their prices are like astronomical. I was looking, for instance, at toothpaste And I'm used to buying toothpaste mainly at Target or Walmart. I don't really even get it at Giant Eagle because it's more expensive there. But oh my gosh, the price was like double what I'm used to paying. Everything felt like it was at least double. And I was like, this is why poor stores like that probably struggle to survive. And I don't know, I'm not calling out Rite Aid specifically, but just smaller stores, because they just don't have the buying power to then transfer their savings onto the customer. And it was just really sad because I like little stores like that. But at the same time, I don't really have the luxury to pay double on things when it just takes a little bit more effort to maybe go to a couple different places to find the right prices. So that was a little bit shocking and eye-opening. Of course, I know drugstore prices are higher, but just to see some of them specifically, I was like, holy moly, like this is a lot higher. But anyways, crazy stuff. But there is my cash stuffing for the week. I'm ready to go. Variables are paid for. In fact, this is going to be for next week. So I use this money and then I plot out for next week. So when I go grocery shopping, it's going to last us all week next week. But that's it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And I hope that I was able to clarify a few things just so, you know, things are a little bit more easy to understand. I know sometimes I don't always explain perfectly. And so feel free to call me out when something doesn't make sense, because I'm definitely here to try and clarify. So, you know, my videos aren't, well, I don't know, just so they make sense. And let me know if you're interested in a video a day. And if you are, if you have some ideas for me. I know that most of you probably have already signed off before now. But if any of you are still here and you have some ideas of what I can do as far as daily videos for October, please feel free to comment down below. I love your feedback. I love your ideas. I love your suggestions and advice. And I love that you guys spend some time with me whenever I upload one of my videos. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope everybody is happy and safe and healthy. And hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. Take care.